Choose to love yourself more, loves. How are you guys doing today? It is absolutely beautiful outside. I hope you're outside enjoying some of this beautiful weather. And you know what comes with that. Move something, do something, get off our butts and work this body. Work our bodies. Yes. And you know, from all the unpacking we did during the winter, yes, brings a definite prosperous spring and summer. So I just wanted to pop in because I missed you guys so much. And speaking of unpacking, I'm gonna tell you, I don't know if anybody else has noticed all the information, the knowledge, the history, the truth, everything that has been being revealed and that continues to be revealed. That's a lot of unpacking. Honey, we're going to spend the rest of our lives unpacking. But the most important thing is to have love in your heart no matter what you are, what truths you find out. Keep love in your heart because that is the most important thing. Um, because when it comes down to it, we need each other. And we need each other more than ever now. In any case, I'm not going to get into it now because I wanted to just pop in because I have missed you guys. I hope that you are choosing every day to love yourself more, that you are unpacking anything that would hinder you from doing what you desire to do in this life pertaining to life, from fulfilling, as far as also fulfilling your purpose in this life. Don't let anything hinder you. Trials and tribulations are going to come, um, but you've been equipped for the task. So overcome that thing and keep it moving in spite of what is going on in your life. And I'm telling you, if you love on you, if you fill you up first and let go of whatever situations that have come because of choices we have made, those things that and I'm not talking about rape and murder and killing, no. I'm talking about our everyday life, our everyday walk, dealing with our relatives, in our relationships, in whatever business you want to start, and things of that nature. We have the things that we have uh, control of, that we can manage, um, and things of that nature. I'm not talking about anyone harming you. I'm talking about our relationship with ourself, our relationships with the Creator, our relationships with co-workers and things of that nature, our relationships with your employees, because I know it's a lot of us out there that have businesses, and you gotta we gotta treat our employees, right. So whatever it is you want to accomplish in this life, you know what you gotta do. Yeah, you gotta move something, do something, get off a butt, say work that body. Work our bodies. You gotta work your mind, you gotta work your spirit, you gotta work your heart. Okay? And you gotta manage those emotions. You can't get rid of them. That's for sure. You can't turn them off. You can try, but eventually, over long periods of time, we do heal. Hello. Okay, wait a minute. You know I gotta put my glasses on so I can see who just waved at me. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Hold on, hold on. Let's go. Oh, oh, thank you, Wait a minute. Darkness becomes her. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh, you are such a sweetheart. I love you too. Thank you. Um, now, just chatting about unpacking and and going forth and moving something, doing, some things you would like to do in this earth, you want to do on this earth, you want to accomplish. Hello, Curve, Curve, Curvaline Beauty. How are you? Thank you for joining. And speaking of beauty, that's another thing. Go out and enjoy this beautiful day. It's nice to see you live. Oh, thank you. And you know what? I have so missed you guys. I so miss doing lives and things of that nature. But I'm, creating and uh, doing some, still doing some unpacking, so I can be very prosperous in this new spring and summer that we're embarking on. um, and I feel good. And I'm telling you, going outside, getting that sunshine, if you can get near the water, oh my goodness, go. I'm telling you, the energy from the sun, from the air, from the whispers of the wind, from the water, the grass, oh my goodness, nature, even little bugs. I was outside today, and it also might be the fragrance I have on that might have attracted the little bugs. They was just landing on me, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to kill you because you're related to me because we all come from the same elements. But beautiful, just it is. I'm telling you, get out the house. Even if you only go on your step, if you go in your backyard, just go outside and feel the energy, embrace the energy. And if you can go outside with no shoes on, honey, I'm trying to tell you, you're going to feel so good. Oh, thank you. Thank you, darkness. I appreciate that. Thank you. From the time I was a little girl, I love fashion. My mother and my sisters, even my dad, my brothers dressed to no end. So, Ella, I blame it on my mama. Well, actually, I call her mom. But it's because her, and it's not a bad thing. I love it. I've always loved being in her room, going through her closets. Oh my God, I love sitting at her dresser. It was just full of perfumes and powders and jewelry. That's where we get it from. My sisters are the same. We have our own styles, but when we put that thing together, it's on and popping. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I must tell y'all, some of my jewelry I get from my niece, like this piece right here to match my silver. It's actually, I don't know if you can see, it's a creamish color. It looks like an ivory rock kind of. But and this only costs $5. Yeah, accessorize me, Kathy. Um, she hooks me up a lot with jewelry, so I appreciate her so much. Of course, it's planting season. Yes. Been working on my personal garden. Oh, I love that. What do you plant in your garden? Community garden. You guys have a garden. That is awesome. Now, you know what, honey? If she made jewelry, she would be in trouble because I would be definitely be at her house. No, she sells. It's $5 jewelry. Um, it's called paparazzi jewelry. I think that's what it's called. So, when I don't like going to her house because she does lives, of some of the pieces she had, but I don't like going to her house because I'm like, oh, I want that, I want that, I want that, I want that, and before you know it, $5 adds up. So, but maybe next Sunday, her and I will do a live video so she can show some of her pieces. Around what time is it? Around this time of day. I know it's after 5. So between 5 and 7, I'll come on so you can see some of her pieces. We'll do a live on here. But what do you plant in your garden? Vegetables, herbs, mostly. Oh, some sunflowers. I like sunflowers. I really do. But it's useful ones now. That's what's up. Plant fruit trees. Oh, you planted some fruit trees this year. It's really, I'm gonna tell you, you are about to just be like extra on the healthy, extra on your energy and whatnot. Because when we put all those things nature made within us, we are definitely feeding ourselves because we're eating the very things that we need to stay alive because they're taking in the sun, and the carbon and all of that. What is that? Photosynthesis or no? It's what is it called when um, uh, the sunlight does, puts all the good stuff, the vitamin D and all that stuff we need in our bodies. So that is totally awesome that you do that. Now, if I could just get past the little wormins, I would be planting also. But I guess I could. Yes, that is such a blessing that you are doing that. You need to come on here and talk a little bit, and I'm hoping that I can. I don't even know if I can bring anybody on. Would you like to pop in the room so you can chat a little bit? Because I like what you're doing. That is so awesome, And like I said, with me and planting, I have a plant. It's a aloe vera plant, but it's not one of the big aloe vera plants. Um, it's a little one. Okay, let me see if I can send you a request. Who's calling me? Is that?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I am well. I am well. This is quite
That's
so.
good.
How are you? You look amazing. I love your outfit. It
Oh,
looks so great.
thank you. I also make and sell shirts. So this is one of the shirts I made. With the I don't yet not yet. I don't sew the shirts, but I'm going to start doing that eventually. But I put the designs on them, the unks and the kisses. I have some with kisses on them. I have some with move something, do something, and all that good stuff. And
I
I
love it. I love them. I think that they look amazing.
thank you. But I love what you're doing. Teaching people to grow food. What state are you in?
Washington. So I'm
Oh,
on
oh,
the West
cool.
Coast, in the Northwest.
Okay. Do you know Brooke? Brooke, or have you seen Brooke on here? Oh my goodness, that's a shame. I can't believe that her name is escaping me. Brooke Aaron Stout.
I don't.
Yeah, she's a poet, mother, and she's a great person.
Does she
But
go
she
by
lives
a
in.
different name on here?
Mm-mm, she's no Brooke Aaron Stout. She does her shares her poetry, and she helps out in her community also. And
I
but I
haven't linked up with anybody as far as poetry goes here in my state. Everybody that I know is like at least 3 states away.
no way. Oh
Or
wow,
like
you
across like one pick an ocean. I
oh
haven't met anybody. Like poetry is not a big thing here. It makes me kind of feel like I'm alone a little bit on that level.
right. Oh no, because it's poetry like is huge. You find
Oh
somebody in every state. But I'm gonna after I finish my live, I'm gonna go to her page and send it to you so you can
yeah, please do, because I would love to meet somebody that's
yeah,
close by.
you know that would be excellent.
But yeah,
But
just the reason I'm doing what I'm doing is just because we don't know what's coming.
girl, oh my
But
goodness,
from the way things look, it's not good.
yeah,
And
it's
even if it is good, even if
uh-huh.
somehow it does turn out to be okay,
Yeah,
the young people don't have the skills anymore to survive on their own. Like my daughters are probably going to be like the last generation around here who actually know how to survive on their own with pretty much nothing out in our rainforest.
right. Right.
And so
Wow. And you know,
I want to see people
sad.
thrive, not just, eat by and just kind of wait around to die.
Right. Now, do you have you seen those machines they built where you can grow some like spinach and tomatoes and things in your house? Like could because they're even talking about I seen online it was 5 states. I know New York was one and 4 other states where they are using dead bodies to um to use as uh
Fertilizer
yeah,
or, yeah.
yes. And I'm
Um,
like, is that not gonna, I mean, is that,
and we're
that's
depending on the process. I mean, if they are actually if they are burying bodies deep in the ground and then
because it's
planting
already in there.
way above them, 6, 8 feet above them, it's you're fine. But to like what I'm picturing in my head, I'm not. I mean, it's pretty kind of morbid. Uh,
Hmm. Yeah,
I'm
but
hoping,
they're gonna be,
if anything, I'm hoping that they no, because you know what? That doesn't even work out. Even if they cremated a body, you cannot use the ash in a plant. It will actually do the plant
kill the
harm.
plant. Exactly, exactly.
So I
So
don't
I
see
don't know
how
how
that
they're
is
gonna
going to do anything.
to
I
work.
mean, you would have to let it naturally decay, and
Right,
and that would take a few years to actually decay and break down enough to be good for the environment.
right, right, exactly. Yeah, so I don't know
Ugh,
what that's gonna look like.
ugh.
Yeah, that's what
The
I said.
smell of dead, like the smell of oh god, ugh, that
Yeah,
smell is so horrible.
but
If I smelled that anywhere near my food, I would not want to eat that food.
exactly. That's what I said. Okay, when I go to New York, I'm gonna make sure I eat.
I, I am seeing that a lot of communities are starting to make it illegal to grow vegetable gardens in rural area or in city areas. Like so, you can't have a backyard garden anymore in a lot of cities, and
What?
that worries me because I mean, first it was you can't catch rainwater for your garden, which is
What?
ridiculous, and then it's oh well, you can only grow flowers and herbs, and now they're gonna take that away to you. Like, what are they trying to do? Make us 100% dependent on them?
That's you said it in a nutshell. In a nutshell.
That's that's horrifying.
Yes, it
I
is.
mean, and
And
now, I mean,
that means
if
wait a
you
minute.
don't go to a friend and get seeds that are, heirloom seeds that you can take from your plants at the end of harvesting season and like set aside for the next year,
Yeah.
you're buying Montesanto seeds, and they will
Mhm.
not produce viable seeds for the following year. So you can't take your own seeds from those plants
Wow.
for the following year, and that's
Wow.
freaking me out too, because that means that, if everybody ends up growing only things that we can only purchase seeds from Montesanto to
Mhm.
grow, and we have to do it every single year, what happens if Montesanto goes to shit? Excuse my language. But what
Mhm.
happens
Mhm.
if
You're
they
fine.
go downhill or they decide we're not going to help these people anymore? We're not going to sell you any more vegetable seeds or any
Mhm.
more, herb seeds or whatever.
Mhm.
Then we're not going to be able to grow food, which means that that's going to have an effect on the environment around us because it's going to affect the birds and
Mhm.
the bees, which without them we don't have anything to pollinate with that's going to make a big impact other than the wind.
Right. Well, you know that bees have like in Delaware, they're non-existent just about. I haven't seen a bee in a couple of years.
That's
A bumblebee.
crazy to me. That's
Exactly.
just crazy.
Because I always attract bees during the summer, and I haven't seen one bee in like 3 years. Too. I know it's been
Are
definite.
you in town or are you outside of town? Because if you're outside of town, you should think about getting a hive.
No, I'm in town.
Oh,
I'm just like wow, yeah, because bees was always attracted to me, and I would say, I'm like, okay, please don't sting me. Look, but and I, would talk to the bees. I'm like, I said. the first summer I noticed, I said, now I know I said don't sting me, but I didn't want you to just disappear and I not see you anymore. And that's when they was talking about the 5G thing. I don't know if that's true, but ever since they started that 5G, I have not seen them.
That's
And
insane. It's really
yeah,
crazy.
and it's like they want to
And it does
control.
put out does put out microwaves that do affect life around them. The
Yeah, yeah.
those
Well,
5G
wait a
towers.
minute. All these different frequencies and waves, and it's all affecting us. I'm just thankful that we are electromagnetic ourselves, that we are made up of the atmosphere, because the Earth has been here for how long?
Right.
So they can attempt, yeah. So they can attempt to kill the Earth, but Mother Nature will fight back. They might not think she will, but she will definitely, protect her own.
I agree. I
So
agree, and I hope that it, I just hope for the best. I worry for my kids and my grandkids. Well, they're never going to be grandkids. I'm going to steal
but
my
I'm gonna
friends'
tell you,
grandkids. Like, let me spoil this baby for a little bit.
but I'm gonna tell you something. Your kids and your grandchildren are gonna be okay because you're teaching them, and even when you think they're not really paying attention, they are. So they're gonna remember what grandmom did, and they're gonna take their butts and do what they need to do in order to continue and to help the rest of the society go forward.
Yeah, I should read, like, I don't know, my own instruction and survival manual.
Yes, you should. Yes,
But I mean, I need everybody,
definitely.
in each state, because every state is different. See, we live in a rainforest where we're at. So literally year round,
Wow.
you can forage here and you're going to survive. You're not going to starve to death if you know
That's
what you're
all
looking for. If you
right.
don't know what you're looking for, you're either going to starve to death or you're going to poison yourself. So we
And that
have
is
more
something we don't
varieties
know.
of like mushrooms here than
Mhm.
anywhere else in the world.
Oh, wow.
And
You
most of
know,
them are medicinal, or they are they have plenty of vitamins in them and they will
mhm,
sustain life.
okay. I'm glad you came in here today because you've given me something to not think on, to act on. Well, but I don't know. Well, I've been saving my seeds when I get cherries and peaches and things of that nature. I'm not sure if I can regrow with them, but I'm like, at this point, you have to do something when you see kind of where the world is going. And thank you all for joining. Hello, how are you guys doing today? Let me know if any of you would want to pop in the room and share this, share in this conversation with myself in darkness. You're more than welcome. Just send me a request to come in the room. But yes,
Is it
we're
all
just saying,
possible? Please grow. You go buy a fruit tree this year. Go buy some peas and just plant them in your windowsill, and tie some string up and just grow something small that
right.
you won't get in trouble for it, because I know that a lot of cities are, again, making it illegal to grow gardens in your own backyard. Even if you own the property, they're like, nope, sorry, can't do that.
What?
Um, yeah, yeah, there's
They are
a
doing
lot of cities that are making it,
food
they've made it
stamps.
illegal. So they've made it illegal to be homeless. They've made it illegal to grow your own food. They've made it illegal for you to camp on public property, but it's public property, which means that it belongs to you, even if you don't have a home. And then they've raised the prices on everything, including, housing expenses,
Yeah.
um, so much that I know far too many people who are working a full-time job who have to live in their car or their van or have to stay with their family members. And nobody likes that.
Exactly.
Everybody likes their own personal space. And if you stay in your
Yeah.
car, you're getting harassed by police no matter where you go, or you're scared to death that you're going to get harmed.
Exactly. Exactly. And that doesn't make any sense that the world is coming to that. You know.
And
Wow.
if people don't know how to feed themselves, I,
No, because
people are going to
they've
starve
been
to death
eating
here.
out all this long time.
Hmm.
You know. And it's
And
sad
preserving food
because
is very, very important. I mean, freeze drying, sweet. If you have the technology in your home to do it, go for it. But old school, just can it. You can can eggs, for goodness sakes, and they'll last for 2 years. And you can fry them things up 2 years later, and they are just as fresh as the day you put them in there.
canned eggs.
Yes, yes, you can can eggs.
So just put the whole little egg in a
And yeah,
can.
yep. Mm. And in a glass jar, and then you're gonna want to seal it. You gotta do it quickly. So you use like
Uh
the
huh.
vacuum sealer to
Hmm.
seal the jar.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, they come out just as fresh as the day you put them in there. It's
What?
crazy. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Like in the shell, egg comes out just the way that you bought it from the store. You can crack it open and fry it up and eat it, and it is just fine. I actually learned
Get
this
out of
from
here.
this amazing woman here on Instagram,
Uh
that
huh.
she decided that she just had had enough of city life and she was going to go and do it on her own.
Uh huh.
And so she's teaching people how to do a lot of stuff too. And I never knew about the egg thing. My grandmother never canned eggs, but
Right. Exactly. So like we can do what?
yeah,
Wow. And they last for 2 years.
yep,
Just put
two
a date on
years,
it.
yep.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, so I actually learned that from her, and I'm trying to, get that information out to other people who
Yeah.
um,
You
honestly
know.
need it and still have a home to where they can do canning and they can grow a garden.
Right.
I have a few homeless people that are in my area who have gone in together on a empty lot here in town. Now we can
Mm-hmm.
still grow gardens here, but they're
Okay.
putting up their own community garden on their side of town to help. And they're still, mind you, these people are homeless. They're living in their cars,
Wow.
but they want to make sure that the people who still have a home are
Right.
able to keep their home and feed themselves. Like
Now
they're
that is
more
awesome.
concerned about their community than they are themselves.
Right.
They're just amazing people,
Wow.
amazing
That is
people. So
amazing.
it's exciting.
Wow.
It is exciting.
Yeah, you please do a book or something, get that out. And you can publish your book for free on Amazon.
Yeah, I saw that. I know a lot of the poets have been doing that. I've bought a few books that are just
Yeah.
mind
Yeah.
blowingly good, like inspirational. Oh my goodness, I love
Hmm.
these people.
Hmm. Yes. That is awesome. And if deep thought lyricist, if you're still in the house, thank you for joining. We appreciate it. But yes, um, and you can even do a journal and put the plants and stuff that we would need to buy in the like at the top or the bottom of the pages, of the herbs
That's a good
that we
idea.
can grow or plants and things of that nature. Can you excuse me for 1 second?
Of course,
Allergies are kicking in. I'll be
no
right
problem.
right back. I so apologize for that. And you know what else? I've been hearing that a lot of times when we're hungry, we're actually thirsty.
Yep,
So
yep. People are not. They're drinking. Gatorade's bad for you, people. Don't drink it. If
yeah,
you need electrolytes, go and eat something salty from the earth, or
oh
go
wow,
drink
really?
some water if you're thirsty.
Right, exactly. So I'm thinking with that, that it's time for us to also learn to manage our appetite. Like to not, you have to get used to, I guess you can catch fish if you want, continue eating meat. Um, but eventually, well, they're also on this thing where they want to give us cloned meat or, you know, made meat out of some whatever they're using to make fake meat. Um,
Um,
so
no,
yeah, yeah,
no, I'm good. I'm good.
yeah.
I want to know what I'm
That's
eating.
what I said. It's time to really. We have to learn to be self-sufficient. We have to learn to do for ourselves because we've been depending on whoever has been
Corporations.
running this. Yeah, and but can you imagine what it's going to come to? Because businesses, like with them going the way they're going, restaurants are going to close up because people are not going to be able to afford to eat out. Um, so then what are they going to do? It's like we're going to be in a reset, a start over, pretty much kind of. I hope
I hope
not,
so.
you
I
know,
hope, well, like if it goes that bad, I hope that it is a real reset and not a, um, something
temporary,
that's
not
going to
a
turn into a nuclear problem because of all the nuclear weapons and all the nuclear power plants and stuff like that are in just this country alone. Um, After so many
they're all over the
years, that stuff
world.
is going to decay and things are going to go bad if there's nobody around to dismantle it and dispose of it or
Mhm.
to care for it and make sure that it doesn't decay.
Yep.
Things that
But
should
you know
never have been
this,
put into existence to begin with.
there it is. And just like the nuclear weapons and energy and stuff like that, plastic. I'm like, you knew when you made plastic
Yep,
and
they
rubber
sure did.
that you couldn't get rid of it. So why would
They
you
knew.
continue? And then set, people in a fancy, oh, no more plastic bags. You got to bring your own bags. You got to buy these things.
It's not the public. It's not the public. Okay, the public is not those straws that the people are buying. It is the companies who make the shit that are causing the problem.
Exactly. And they continue to let these people do that. That's what's real crazy. Because all they think about at the end of the day is that dollar. That is,
Exactly. And our government's just as, I mean, but you can basically say that corporations are our government because that's
yeah.
who hands them
Mm-hmm.
their personal money.
Mm-hmm.
Same with the Supreme Court or the supremacist court. I mean, depending on how you look at it,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
they're just bad. They are being bought off by these corporations
That's it.
to vote the way that they want them to vote. And
Mm-hmm.
people don't realize it's not just within Congress that voting
Mm-hmm.
happens. So
Right.
these special um, uh, uh, groups that they have, that Congress has, where they sit down and they decide what's going to be the rules and regulations for
Mm-hmm.
this industry or that industry. They
Mm-hmm.
go and make those decisions, and then they go and they switch their stock options to something else,
Mm-hmm.
depending on how they decide that they are going to manage these businesses, because they are the ones who get to tell them, yeah, sure, you can go ahead and pollute the water in Jersey and in Flint and in, well, where you're at. I mean, my goodness, I'd be afraid to drink the water,
Exactly.
you
Exactly. And
know,
that's what they're
because
depending on.
as
They're
well,
depending on.
people need to realize and wake up and see that this is how it has been for a few generations now, at least, if not since always.
Yeah, because it's getting worse. And now we're all able to communicate with each other.
Yep. And quickly.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. Exactly. So that's the one thing I really like about social media, that we can get the word out there, that we can share, you know, uh, things that are going on. So, but I really like that you came on here, and even hello Jade, even maybe one afternoon you can come on and show us and tell us, give us a list of herbs and stuff to buy, you
Yeah,
know.
I'd be happy to do that.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, it really does depend on where you're at in the country. Because, like I said, here, I mean, I'm so fortunate to have been born here and to have been, my mother, she was full Salish.
Hmm.
So I have the entire reservation that I can feel safe on.
Right.
The only people that are going to really come and mess with you there are the Fed. And we're so
Right.
far out in the middle of nowhere, the Fed really don't care about us. So
Because it's like, who is coming all the way out there to, you know.
for real, we're probably 3.5, 4 hours away from Seattle. And
um,
that's kind of like the hub. It's not the capital, but it's like the hub of Washington State, really,
okay.
Western Washington. And nobody wants to drive that far out from Seattle,
Right. Right.
especially when the roads are scary and narrow and one lane.
Wow. Ooh.
So,
Wow.
I feel like I'm pretty safe out here. I tell my friends that if it hits the fan, find
Mm-hmm.
a
Come
way
on
here.
over.
Find a
There it is.
way here. We will make room for you. We will figure it out. Just find a way here.
And wait a minute. And not only that, you're out in the woods. You can build. You
Hmm.
know,
But
you can
it's
build.
rainforest, like legit rainforest. Like we have trees here that are bigger than a car.
Wow.
Around wise. Like
Wow.
you could park two cars inside of it while it's standing.
Now, see, I would just want to, just to be able to see those trees. I love trees. I think they are so amazing. Well, the earth, everything is amazing. And it's really sad that people are not realizing that we're amazing. You know what I mean? Can you imagine if people thought really good about themselves and good about this earth, it would be a different place. It would be a more, it would be more vibrant, and we would
If the
only
mass
make
people would have just found a way to sink those ships when Christopher Columbus showed up, it would be a better place.
girl. Whew, exactly. And
Yeah.
that
It
is, it's
it
like
really
it
would
would
have,
be nice if we can undo that, you
right?
know.
If we could
But
undo that, we could undo so many other things that, just based on that one moment in history.
now, and this is really why we gotta connect, communicate, and help one another,
Yeah. To
because
make sure that shit never happens again.
yeah, the damage is done. So we gotta, you know, go forward, healing, and help one another and build a world that is suitable for us instead
Exactly.
of, allowing whoever these people are that are, that have created this world, that we would be able to live a world that's conducive for us.
Yeah,
So,
I agree. I think, honestly, um, America was forced on, it
mhm,
was forced on everybody,
yeah,
literally. I mean, the way
yeah,
that we live today was forced on us
hmm hmm
by
yeah,
the powers that be. When I say that, I mean rich white
hmm
people.
hmm
How did you lie?
hmm
Deciding for everybody
right,
what was going to happen, and not based on what's best for everybody, but what's best for them.
exactly, exactly,
And that way of thinking has to stop.
hmm
Not knowing your neighbors, that has to stop.
yes,
Go meet your neighbor. I don't
yes.
care if you live across the street from them for 20 years and you still don't know their name. Go take
Come on now,
them a cake.
exactly, because
Hi.
that's what they used to do. People used to do that. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you, when I grew up, everybody in the neighborhood for like blocks knew each other or knew your parents.
Yep. Yep.
So,
And now it's like nobody knows anybody.
mm-mm. But me, I make
My
it a
best friend, she
point.
lives in Tacoma. She has been in the same house for 9 years.
Hmm.
She still don't know her neighbors. And I'm like, what are you doing? What if something happens? You need those people. You need
Yeah,
those people as much as they need you.
That's what I was going to say. And she has something that they need.
Exactly. But she's a nurse.
Oh
What
my
if somebody
goodness.
gets hurt over there? Instead of calling 911 and getting police and stuff involved, she could go help somebody and not have to worry about, you
Exactly.
know, someone's life being taken from them for no reason.
Exactly. Exactly. Wow. I'm gonna tell
It
you,
matters.
it's gonna happen. Like we're this right here is a connection, you know. So it's already happening um, for the coming together, the uniting. It's happening. We just have to continue with it, you know. Just continue to go forward. And I hope that you do the either a book or a journal and get that out there. Um, and please, we gotta set up a time where you can come on and share with us about the herbs and plants and things that we can, some seeds and stuff that we can buy and what kind of mushrooms. Because I'm gonna tell you, I like mushrooms. One time, I, I veered off and because I usually buy the white mushroom.
Yeah, the button ones.
Yes, I usually get those. And one day I got the browner mushroom and
Hmm.
I got sick. So I don't know if it was just that particular mushroom for my system didn't work out and I did wash them. So I have I don't know what I bought. Look, I mean, you know what I mean? I don't, like when it comes to mushrooms, I'm really careful, especially now that they said that mushrooms, some of them are psychedelics, like
Yep.
they can,
Yep.
so I surely don't want to eat any of those.
And
Um,
as far as the psychedelic ones go, though, I mean, you have different varieties.
mhm,
And there are ones where they're just going to chill you out and maybe not let you sleep really well if you take them too late in the day. But you're going to feel kind of just, I don't know, more at peace and more at one with the energy that's around
everything.
you.
Okay.
And then there are mushrooms that will give you visuals
Mhm.
and they give you audio hallucinations are that can be terrifying.
Right.
Like if you've had a bad, rough life, you don't want to take those right out the gate. You want to take something that's just going to make you feel energetic and mellow and calm and just in touch with what's around you.
Okay.
But they all will make you sick. The psychedelic part of them is
Hmm.
actually you're poisoning yourself
Oh,
just a
good.
little bit. Yeah, you are poisoning yourself just a little bit. And that
Get.
is where the psychedelic effect comes from. And
Oh,
so a lot of people, if they like will go all out and they'll eat a bunch of mushrooms that are heavily psychedelic, um, they will wake up the next day and they will have back pain.
oh
And
wow.
it's because it stores inside of your spinal cord.
Oh my
And
goodness.
so
That's so not good.
a month or two later, you could pop your back really good and end up tripping for just a little while
Wow.
because it's still
Wow.
stored up in your spinal cord. So,
Wow. Because the only reason I'm gonna tell you, I like mushrooms because they're like meat for me. Because I went a long period of
mhm.
time without eating meat. So uh, that's why I want to know like which,
Yeah.
just buy those or is there
I like
another?
the thick meaty mushrooms like
Yeah.
chanterelles. Chanterelles are amazing. They taste good. They're kind of an orange color.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Um,
yeah, orange mushroom.
yeah.
Oh, I need to get out more.
Oh,
Oh my
yeah.
good.
So we also have these ones. Oh, so there's lion's mane, and it kind of looks like a brain. I'm like not even joking.
Wow.
It looks like a brain to me. Then there's this other one that looks like it's not even from nature. It's like all these abstract um, uh, like lines that are just intersecting with each other, but the whole thing is pretty much hollow.
Get out of
It's really
here.
weird looking.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like someone took a balloon, blew it up, and then they like took caulking or whatever and put it on the balloon and just like interesting design and then popped the balloon after it dried. That's what it looks like.
That's amazing. That's
And
some.
they're really good for your eyes. They're really good for memory. They're really good. I mean, like mushrooms, you could find the cure for so many things within mushrooms, within nature, period. Um,
Exactly. Exactly.
and the, the pharmaceutical companies,
Hmm. Oh
along with the
yeah.
government, will keep that information from you. Like, did you know it is actually illegal for your doctor, like your regular healthcare physician,
Mhm.
to advise you to change your diet to lower your cholesterol and
What?
what to eat to
What?
help bring your cholesterol down over taking a medication? It is illegal for them to not recommend that medication, and it is illegal for them to tell you how you can avoid taking that medication.
Wow.
That my old doctor told me this, and I was just like, wait, what? He goes,
It's
yeah, we're not supposed to tell you this. But
that
what?
is
Who said you couldn't? Like, who got the
the
power over
law.
you?
Right.
And then who's got the power over them? Like, who made this BS up that said you couldn't do what was best for your patients? I mean, isn't that what you're supposed
Mm,
to do?
exactly. Mm, mm, mm,
Best
mm.
doctor I've ever had in my life. He was always straight with me.
Right. Right. And they take a oath. What's the point of them taking an oath if they're not going to follow their oath?
Same with cops. They take an oath, but they don't abide
They
by it.
don't
They
exactly.
don't care about your rights. That's not what they're there to protect. They're there to protect that business down the street
Yes.
or that politician that's up the road.
Yes. Exactly. Mm, 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 mm.
Sorry, I get on my soapbox and I get to going.
You know what? But the deal is people need to hear it because we like if you wouldn't have said anything, I wouldn't have known that you know. You understand what I'm saying? And that's a part of the connection because a lot of people you can't have this conversation with everyone.
No, you can't
There,
because they get angry.
yeah,
They are still brainwashed. It's the
yeah,
indoctrination nation. This
yes.
nation, this country has indoctrinated you from the time you were in the womb
Come
because
on.
they indoctrinated your parents.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
crazy how many people are they follow that white supremacist way of thinking
Mhm.
when it
Mhm.
comes to like misogyny and with uh, I got to take care of myself. America first. Did you see it? Mexico said, Mexico first. I love it. That made me freaking roll. I don't blame them. No, no. They can help with the cartels and stuff that are up at the border because we didn't help them when they asked.
Right.
And when I say we, I mean our government just, flipped them the middle finger and said, do it yourself.
Right. Right.
Because America first. No, you cannot, even as a country, you cannot think that way. You have to think everybody is your neighbor. And one day it might be you running north to get across the border. And what are you going to think and feel when they won't let your babies across?
Come on. Come on. Exactly. Exactly. Mm, that's a mess.
I'm sorry.
Mm-mm.
I
Mm-mm.
apologize.
Mm-mm. Don't. Because these conversations need to be had, and like I said, that's the only way the unification is going to happen. That's the only way we're going to help each other, you know. Otherwise, it's people going, first of all, people going to think that they're by themselves. People going to think that no one is there to help them. People going to think
Exactly.
that they can't go knock on the neighbor's door.
Exactly. Exactly. And no one should ever feel that way. Whether
Exactly.
you're just yourself in your home and you're looking at your neighbor's house and thinking, I need help.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm afraid to ask anybody for help because I'm afraid they're going to tell me no, or
Exactly. And my thing is,
they're gonna do more harm than good or whatever. And as a country, we shouldn't be that way either. You
exactly.
know, and we should be more willing to stand up to the powers that be, that are supposed to be elected officials who are supposed to be representing us.
Mm-hmm.
But we are in a state of taxation without representation, and we have been since the beginning of this country.
Mm-hmm.
You are not represented. I'm not represented.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. They only represent themselves.
99% of the people in this country are not represented by their representatives, the ones that they voted into office. My best friend called me the other night crying her eyes out.
Mm,
And it took me a while to figure out what was
mhm,
wrong. And she told me that, and she lives in Maryland,
mhm.
um, that her area of Maryland has not had a black representative in 200 years.
What?
Yeah. And
Wow.
she goes, I don't know what to do with this information. This is killing me. I'm not represented here. And my people have not been represented here for 200 years.
Mm.
And it was just one, it was heartbreaking. By the time I hung up, we were both crying. It was ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
It's not fair. So she went to this like community picnic type thing, but it was like a fancier one or
Mm,
whatever. And there was supposed to be a representative from each group of people.
mhm.
So she shows up there and she is the only black person there.
Oh my goodness.
And the person there to represent the black community in that area was white.
Wow. And does that person even go down to the black community?
Nope.
Talking to anyone?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so that's what started, that's what kind of began her day that day was that interaction. And then she was dealing with the NAACP and oh my goodness, that lawyer group that don't help nobody.
Uh, she might have to run herself for office.
Yeah, well, she's an amazing human being.
Yeah.
She's beyond amazing. She is she's a journalist,
Mhm.
and I don't want to like say her name or even
Right.
like
Right.
the
Totally
she's good. She's
understandable.
amazing people, and she's dedicated her journalism, her career to sharing the story of the victims of police violence.
Wow. You know,
And she's just amazing. I mean,
yeah. You have
amazing.
to be amazing to see that and to do that type of work. Because I'm gonna tell you, I don't have conversations about police brutality and stuff because
It's close. It is close.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I also have to guard my heart so I don't get angry. Um, and yes, we have a right to be angry,
Yep.
but
Righteous anger, there's nothing wrong with righteous anger,
yeah, yeah.
but it can turn into a
There it
toxic
is.
mess really, really quick when you're facing people who are also angry and they're the ones who murdered your best friend or your kid or your parent or your sibling,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And to have a large group of people back to back to blue until it happens to you. That is what I tell people. That's where you're at in life. Once it happens to you, once it touches your life in a way that is painful and will last forever, that is when
Exactly.
you're going to come over to my side. And I will be here with opened arms to welcome
Mm-hmm.
you, but I will never let you forget where you come from.
There it is. Yeah. There it is. And that's
My own sister, she's just like, oh well, if you're doing what you're doing, you could ruin that police officer's life and they could lose their pension and their retirement and their career. And I'm like, really? Somebody actually lost their life because
yeah.
no, I love my sister. She's my sister. She's my blood. We don't speak because of where we're on and we're from we were raised by the same people.
Wow.
Like, you know, how can you feel this way and
Yeah.
see what our mother's side of the family has been through
Right.
and the people that we've lost?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And how can you I don't get it. I don't get it. But it happens. And if it's going to divide you from your family, I say let it.
Mm-hmm.
Because family is more than just who you're related to.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes. That. Mm.
And it's okay to have a different opinion than somebody, but when it comes to someone's life being ruined and someone's life being taken,
Two different things.
yeah.
Because the truth is, he can get another job.
And
The person
most of
can't.
them do. Most of them don't even lose their credentials. They just move on to a different county or a different city.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but we can't get the person back. You know.
Exactly. Ever. I can't. No,
Yeah.
I can't.
Wow.
It's hard. I've been touched by it too. You know, we've had a few people in my mother's side of the family who we've lost simply because they were disabled and they couldn't hear the cop talking to them from behind them.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm-mm. That's
And there's
so sad.
not, you know, I mean, my mom's tribe, there's less than 2,000 people in
Mhm.
that tribe now, and they were once millions.
Wow.
And my mother, she, she marched for civil rights. She was in Birmingham. She's, you
Right.
know, she passed on now. She's been gone for a few years now, but she spent 13 years out there marching for civil rights. And she said the only thing that changed was the words on a piece of paper that they walked through anyway. And so if we're going to find change now,
Mhm.
we have to find change that's more than just words on paper that they're going to walk through anyhow.
Yeah. Uh, because I've heard it said that Dr. Martin Luther King said that he realized that he marched his people into a burning building.
Yeah.
And that's so sad to do all of that and then realize you've been tricked, you know.
That's all it is. That's all it is. Yeah, it's heartbreaking. I didn't mean to turn this conversation into something that was going to.
Mhm. You're fine. You're fine. And people are going to hear it because I'm going to save this video and so people can listen to it. And
It's
I'm telling
important.
you, very, very important. Very much so. Yes.
And if we don't know
Yeah.
our neighbors, that's going to make us afraid of our neighbors
Exactly.
because
Exactly. And
people
you
fear
know,
what they don't know.
exactly. And then they fear with the lies they've been told about the people they don't know.
Yep.
You know, that's sad. Hello, Nima. How are you doing, sweetie? Thank you for joining. Um, so that in itself is so sad.
Whew.
But we're breaking out of that.
Yes,
You know,
we
we're
have
getting
to. We have to. Even if we just, you know, a friend of mine bought, I think, 40 acres in Arizona. I don't know why Arizona, because the desert. Are you kidding me? I couldn't survive there. But
okay.
there are probably 15 of the activists that I work with who now live on that property and have been building homes on that property and have been um, doing what they can to become self-sustaining in that desert climate. So that
Mm-hmm.
when it does go all bad, there is a place for my friend and his family to go because my friend is blind and
Mm-hmm.
he went blind because of a traumatic brain injury that he received in Iraq.
Oh my goodness.
And he is one of those ex-military men who um, saw the truth
Right.
and was forced to do things that
Mm.
would break anyone's heart and break anyone's spirit. And
Right.
all for greed, all for greed. And he said, you know, my freedom, our freedoms were not over in Iraq. Our freedoms are being taken from us right here. We need to
Mm-hmm.
fight for our freedom right here. And so he got involved in activism and has just kind of started this whole thing
Mm-hmm.
of, you know, just community.
Right.
And he spends about 2 years in any one place that he moves to with him and his family. And he tries to do outreach and to just teach people how to survive and teach them their rights. I mean, he's amazing when it comes to that. Like he could pull it right off the top of his head, almost anything. Like he's amazing. And then he moves on to a different state and he learns the laws there and he helps more people there. And he's been doing this for 14 or 15 years now, I think.
Right.
And it's just amazing. And when he meets people that he gets really close to, you know, he will tell them about his property and be like, if you want to go there and you want to build your own home and you want to become self-sustaining, but you don't have a place to do it at, you can do it there.
Wow. That is awesome. You know.
So a community is being built. A small town is being built on this 40 acres, basically, that will be
Right.
fully self-sustaining.
Yes. Yes. That's what's up.
Hey,
Okay.
oh, well, my partner just walked in,
That's
so I'm going to hop
fine.
down.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. And I'm going to contact you so we can uh, get you on here
Yeah,
to do what we talked about.
yeah,
Okay.
let's do
Thank
that.
you. Have a
Let's do that.
wonderful
You
evening.
too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, oh my goodness, she was amazing. I'm glad that she popped in the room. Nima L, Shining Star, darling, would you like to pop in the room and have a little chat or to say hello to the guests? If you would just send me, press the little button with the square. Okay. Well, in any case, ladies and gentlemen, I thank Nature Supreme for Darkness, who just left out the room. She's going to come back and teach us a few things about some vegetables that we can plant, some mushrooms that we should be eating, the ones that we should be careful of. She's going to come and talk to us about that. She's going to also tell us about some herbs that we can grow, and these things that can heal, help us heal. Um, so uh, it's gonna be a nice little another get together, and it was nice to meet someone who is awake, who sees, you know. Oh, I was just telling them how you're gonna come back and share with us some things that we can plant and things of that nature. And you're going to share about the herbs, the mushrooms, the vegetables, and things of that nature. And we can finish chatting then. Stitch Matson, thank you for joining because I'm actually getting ready to get out of here myself because I want to jump on my other page and say hello to them and jump on Facebook also. But thank you so much. We'll talk again real soon. I'm hoping next Sunday. So check your calendar around 6 in the evening and see if you're available. That would be great. Um, and I want to do something with my niece also next Sunday. So um, maybe have her on and then bring you on to talk with you. So, but in any case, guys, thank you so much. This has been an Always Choose to Love Yourself More segment. We've unpacked some things. We're moving something, doing something to better our communities. And I just look forward to the progress. I look forward to connecting with you all. Thank you again. Wait a minute. Let me get her name right. Darkness becomes her. Darkness is beautiful. So I will talk to you guys next Sunday. Peace. Mwah. Wait, I don't want to lose my video. Hold on. Make sure.